Hello to everyone. I hope the coffee break was energetic enough to continue. I can promise that the session will be very energetic because it's the most favorite pillar of our methodology. Also, I had opportunity to speak with all of our speakers, and all of them are bringing strong energy with them. So definitely we will have energetic session. Also, I hope that today is productive day for all of you, and you are happy or you are not happy. Happy? Nice. I'm glad. So I have honor and pleasure today to have a very balanced panel, gender balance firstly, but also a balance like a structure, balance like a people. Also I'm pleased that all of them, they are here with us in Kruševo, and they want to share their opportunities and knowledge and expertise with all of you. I will start this session with the knowledge experience from our work on this methodology. When we were starting to work on the social enterprise barometer, I told you yesterday that we were starting that the funding instruments and capitals is the most important and relevant element for growing of the social enterprise, not only in our country, but we were all of us who were working on the barometer, we were agreeing about this element, that the funding and the capital access is very, very relevant and important. How we were growing in this process, we understood that we must also have human capital. We must also have good quality of life. So all is relevant, not only access to the funding capital. I will start today's panel discussion with Mr. Nikola Dodovsky, Acting Director of the Innovation and Technological Development Fund. I think you are the younger among our panelists, and therefore I decided, because in my life, young generation are always before me. So therefore, I'm starting with you, Mr. Dodovsky. The floor is yours. I'm wishing success of the session.
My surname is Dodov, not Dodovsky. Sorry. It's okay. Thank you. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's not a problem. It's not the first time.
But however, just you to know who is speaking on the stage. Nikola Dodov, Acting Director of the Innovation and Technological Development Fund. I'm sorry, once again.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I want to welcome the project Social Entrepreneurship Barometer, supported by the National Agency for European Educational Program and Mobility through the Erasmus Plus program, which give us a real picture of the social entrepreneurship and ecosystem in the Republic of North Macedonia. Social entrepreneurship is such a powerful way to bring about positive changes, and conference like this can inspire innovation, build networks, and create a real-world solution for global challenges. I have been in this position of Director of the Fund for Innovation and Technology Development for a short time, but I can say that I'm really proud to lead an institution that invests for the first time in development of social entrepreneurship, and that the fund for the first time offers solution to some of the key challenges that are facing the social entrepreneurship in the country, such as the lack of funding, support, and the ability to scale that is taking the next step towards greater growth and development. Through the Social Entrepreneurship Challenge, we provide a total of 6 million dinars for the development of social enterprises. While our partners with whom we created the challenges, the Association for Research, Communication and Development, Public, and the Business Impact Lab, provided individual mentoring support in the area of communication of impact, but also access to national and global programs for scaling their businesses. 5 social enterprises focusing on at least one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals were co-financed with the framework of the public call. The companies offer a solution that will enable ending poverty in all of its form, ending hunger, food security, improving nutrition, and promoting sustainable agriculture. Our goals are the provision of the inclusive and equally quality education and the promotion of lifelong learning opportunities for all. We have supported truly inspiring projects such as Mama Organa Bio, the principles of circular economy, a natural fertilizer that will reduce food waste and reduce the emission of greenhouse gases, will provide employment for the vulnerable categories. Association of Professional Consultants Readiness for Europe, an educational center whose main activity is offering and selling a service, educational classes, and additional classes according to the curriculum for children from the first to the ninth education. Equality Association of Citizens for Activity Inclusion and appropriate treatment for persons with disabilities, which created Zen, the first Macedonian and regional brand for adaptive wardrobe from the industry, created of high fashion, primarily intended for persons with disabilities, not exclusively offered in the local and the world market. Esnaf Handmade, which created an innovative model for the implementation of professional rehabilitation and employment support for persons with disabilities through the delivery of social services. The employees are involved in packing various fresh salad and several new innovative fitness vegan meals in a modified gas atmosphere, with the application of a modern MAP technology. Countryside, the last one, the Countryside React, they opened a specialized hypotherapy center, which is the first in the country, which provides an inclusive approach for all people through session with animals for two categories, children with special needs and their parents, and marginalized group of citizens. The involvement of FITADA is encouraging social entrepreneurship is one of the key steps in development of the social economy in the country. This is also laying in the foundation of social financial instruments, which are so lacking in social entrepreneurs in our country. But at the same time, this call also opened new horizons to the private sector, which is already expected to be more sustainable and inclusive, focused not only on profit, but also on positive impact on natural society, and on the goals of sustainable development. By creating the challenges, we try to target a certain problem or challenge that we all face in the society. But here I would also point out that the FITADA is intended to support startup companies, startup and spin-off, through which we provided facilitate application condition and facilitated financial access to startup and spin-off companies. The funds received from this call are not non-refundable, with which Macedonian startup companies receive enormous support, but also the opportunity to introduce innovation in their operation, improve their product or service, and achieve success on the market. The data from our portfolio of supported companies clearly speaks of our commitment to support startups and spin-offs. With or 56% of the FITADA portfolios through the startup and 11 million euros co-financed by the FITADA. Social enterprises represented an important part of the world and European economy, as they employ over 11 million people in Europe, which is about 6.7% of the European. The Commission recognized that the social economy promotes responsibility, togetherness, solidarity, and at the same time generates social impact. The partnership developed intensively in the last few years. Buyers become aware of impact of the companies they buy from, and on the other hand, employees also become aware of the impact of the companies they work. Social entrepreneurship is not in our economy, and in recent years it has been increasingly actualized through various programs circulating in the startup ecosystem that help entrepreneurs define measures and increase the positive impact that they realize in society. The first national strategy for the development of social enterprises was adopted, which defined the basic goals and key activities for the period from 2021 to 2027. The next steps is to adopt the framework for the social enterprises, which will create a favorable business environment for the development of social enterprises, to develop funds, programs for support for employment, and for promotion of operation and involvement in social innovation. I believe that it's critical in this process to take action of all stakeholders, such as social enterprises, NGOs, governments, corporations, and investors, in creating and implementing policies and developing stronger relationship between stakeholders in the ecosystem is of a great importance for social enterprises. I also believe that the legislation for social enterprises is necessary, but not more important than awareness of the impact that each individual and company has on society. In this direction, I want to emphasize that the Fund for Innovation and Technology Development has taken a big step to encourage the development of the social economy. In cooperation with our partners, we created the challenges which supported the 5 enterprises that created innovative solutions for current social needs and social challenges, and that have the ambition to create positive changes in our society. The innovative ideas of those entities have the capacity to make the world a better place. The inspiration behind social innovation is to create a solution that will not only help the social entrepreneur guarantee profit, but also make a positive change in the world. The benefit of social innovation is the freedom to explore and create innovative solutions that can inspire change. Social entrepreneurs often take risks and think outside of the box, constantly looking for new ways to solve the problem, and to find solutions to support those entities to create sustainable environment, a safe future for our next generation. Thank you.
In one period of our acting, because we are 25 years acting in our society, I was proposing to the management board of Youth Alliance Kruševo to have benchmarking of the institutions, youth-friendly institutions. I think that Fund for Innovation is belonging in this benchmark youth-friendly institution. But I think this is very personal. We should have indicators, we should measure the things. But however, you are proving very much that young people are your priority, and I support this kind of approach.
Yes, like I said, most of our portfolio we supported startups, which are more founded by young people to the age of 29. With over of 11 million euros for the last 2 years. So in our evaluation processes, we have indicators that maybe 70% of the structure of the startup companies, of course, not other companies of the other instruments. People to the age of 29, and a great information is that more than a half are women. Yeah.
Even better.
Even better.
Even better.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When we are speaking about the young people and regional cooperation and supporting social entrepreneurship on regional level, particularly in this element, in this pillar, RICO is must, I would say, must. RICO, we are, in our sector, NGO sector, RICO is very famous, famous intergovernmental institution. We are calling RICO because it's Regional Youth Cooperation Offices, and they are they are acting in Western Balkan 6 countries. With us today is Vladimir, for sure I will make mistake, Georgievsky. Georgievsky. He is head of local branch office in North Macedonia. He is friend of Youth Alliance Kruševo. Usually we are calling in our office Vlade, and they are having a very specific program named RISE. They are, RICO team is proud of this program, and therefore we invited you in order to share with us how this program is functioning, what are the benefits of this program, do you continue to work in this program, etc.?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Biljana. It's really a pleasure to be here. I remember 2017, I was part of your international conference, and I see that many of the people, of the young people especially, who were there are still active all over the Europe, not just in the Western Balkans. So this is also a good indicator of how some activities can be sustainable and some young people continue investing in our, let's say, field of work. However, because you mentioned RICO, but I'm not sure how many of you know about the context of Western Balkans. How many of you, can I see hands first, like how many of you are from Western Balkans, which means Macedonia, Serbia, Kosovo, Albania, Bosnia, and Montenegro? Okay, so like 70. Ilona, you can also raise the hand. So around 70%, so it's okay. So how many of you know about RICO before? So like 30%, 40, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I feel the need first to explain why it's important. RICO, it's one of the first initiatives of the Berlin process and the most tangible result of the Berlin process, which basically initiated the process of 6 governments to form an intergovernmental organization which is focused completely working with youth for youth. So most of our structure is younger people, not all of us, of course, but we are like still younger people working in RICO. And the 6 prime ministers decided to form this intergovernmental organization, which has headquarters in Tirana, but we have offices all over the Western Balkans. And we are focused on peace building, reconciliation, dealing with the past. Why I'm saying this? Because I was with also Youth Alliance, was involved in the creation as well, the idea how it started, and it was like all about we need to create peace in the Western Balkans because of the wars that happened, and Macedonia was not that involved, but however was involved in the past wars and conflicts, and we have also internal conflicts, and the whole focus was, since the creation, on the peace building, reconciliation, intercultural communication. So I was youth representative first in the governing board, which is also interesting structure because there are 6 ministers for youth, the ones like institutions who are financing the creation of the work of RICO. The first financing starts from the government, and then we have additional funds from EU, partners like France, Germany, etc. And then that time it was like, the topics were like, okay, let's deal with the past, let's talk about the past. And that was something that was okay, it's important, especially because the wars and everything. But then I was like, first strategy was created that time, 2018, started to be implemented, and it was, we shouldn't talk about employability at this moment, social entrepreneurship especially, they were like, no, please, we know you, and I'm an economist by profession. I was like, I know the importance of social entrepreneurship, especially because I was involved before in this kind of trainings, dealing with these mobilities in my previous youth work engagement, it was not mentioned in the strategy at all. And then it came like 2018, we have a strategy without employment, entrepreneurship, and then it was initiative of Macron directly, who was one of the initiators with Merkel for forming RICO. It was discussion with the Prime Minister of Serbia. We need to support RICO, to support young people with employment entrepreneurship program. And our staff was like, but we don't have it in the strategy. Well, okay, but we will support you and you're going to have it. You know, this kind of, sometimes this diplomacy is not always soft, whatever you want to do. And for me, that was okay, that was important. But how we do it? Since we don't have it in the strategy, what do we do? But let's focus on intercultural cooperation in that program, First RISE program. Let's focus first on this. And then we introduce it slowly, social entrepreneurship as a topic. So the first RISE was actually, the team was discussing, the first challenge was how to incorporate intercultural cooperation. And then we understood how important it is with the implementation. Because you cannot have a regional cooperation without investing in intercultural cooperation, without investing in dealing with the past. So our program is always having this now component. Now we're in the second phase of RISE. And now we have, from what the results, like more than 500 people participated in our programs, more than 200 the ideas of social enterprises were passed, but only the 3 phases. 4th phase is now ongoing, and 5th phase, it was open call. So we have around, I would say, 700, 800 young people passed only through the activities directly. But what is interesting with RISE is that our funds are limited because it's a big consortium of France Development Agency, it's OFASH, Franco-German Youth Office, it's RICO, and SOS Pulses organization implementing. And then we have 6 incubators. In all 6 countries, we have organizations that are supporting us to implement this program because we have many different programs. And we don't want to put everything as us as institution implementing. And this showed us very great partnership because we cannot, as RICO, have the expertise like Arno has, because Arno is implementing partner in North Macedonia for the RISE program. So we are in constant cooperation with them, and they are the ones who are opening the calls. They are the ones who are working with these young people. And when they apply, all of them are being basically pre-selected. So that means like whenever they need to have teams. So we always say minimum 2 young people or organization of 2. Because we want to start from the beginning to have cooperation. That is our main mission, to initiate cooperations. And then when they start with 2, like this 16 to 35, we have the age range where they can apply. And then they are going through the ideation phase, all of the teams. Now we have, with the 5th cycle, we have 32 teams that applied, and all of them will get the support to create the initial business plans. And what is great with that? We use the peers from the previous cycles, and also Arno has, and all the other incubators has a big team of young people, young entrepreneurs, but also experts who are supporting them to design the business plan. So we are just connecting them, and they are designing, and they are going to pitch the ideas. This year will be February, where they are going to pitch the ideas, and we are going to select from each country 3 teams, which we will award with 2 things. First is finances. 2,000 euros will be to buy materials, equipment, to start their social enterprise. 500 euros will be for regional mobility. They have to go to see another successful enterprise in the region, to connect, and to have this regional component. What is great that we are also starting partnership, like last year we started a partnership with FITARA. We want to continue this kind of partnerships with FITARA, with other organizations, companies, and etc., to initially support them. Sometimes for us it's important to have the space, to have additional experts, and what is great that we are getting experts sometimes, like many times, for free, because they say, we are experienced, we are successful in our life, we want to help the other teams. And you know, and this comes to the question about funds. We have limited funds, but we say, apply to our program, because even the ideation phase it's very important for you. They are changing the ideas sometimes even completely because they are supported, then they see the market, then they go through this regional experience, and they see that actually how they can get the experience from all of this. And we are receiving as RICO office in Skopje the teams that got this first phase, and then we are also discussing about these ideas. We are connecting them with incubators, with companies. So this is how we support them. And then we are having the ones that are selected also are going to boot camp, where they additionally design the business ideas in details. They get this regional trainings on intercultural cooperation. And we are also having manuals. You can check our website of RISE Western Balkan, that we are investing in this, promoting good ideas, and having also regional events such as forums where we connect them and we give them additional awards. Last year we gave them awards of 5,000 euros for successful enterprises, because we also want to show that actually there are many who succeed after. There are many that actually are cooperating in the Western Balkans, and their social enterprises are maintaining. Of course, we have also many ideas that they cannot maintain themselves, or we have also, unfortunately, we see also enterprises that, like many times they are chasing for grants, and they fail to engage more in the developing of their business. But we do have very successful ideas that are actually our businesses on field. I can mention in the later stage some that we have. Thank you.
What is your favorite idea that was raised by your program?
Yeah, okay. In my stage of life, my favorite idea is kindergarten, outdoor kindergarten, because there were like two couple in Štip. They opened kindergarten, outdoor kindergarten. The idea, they got it from volunteering experience in Estonia, where they saw how it works, and they opened here. And they got the land from the municipality. They are supporting with, they are cooperating with several companies, and it is working. Of course, and the challenges we are having with the mentality of, breaking something is destroying, of young people also, parents not letting the kids, outdoor and this kind of things. But it works somehow. Of course, there are challenges. And also BioHive, the latest idea that we supported was creating a leather material from kombucha. So basically the girls showed us, even the pitching prototype, how it works, how it can be used. And it's big. First of all, they are decreasing, the leather production and all of these non-eco materials. This is very ecological material, and it's very durable. So automotive industry can use it, furniture, and production of chairs and etc. So this is great idea. We really want to see how they will succeed, because now we also see in the Western Balkans the new Berlin process. Now there was agreement on CEFTA, which will make the businesses doing business in the Western Balkans much easier, and we are really pushing for this open borders especially for enterprises. So we see a potential, because if they don't cooperate first here, it's much more difficult to export this kind of products.
Just to add that 5-6 years ago, this couple wrote to me, the lady from the couple, normally, and she wrote me, Biljana, we need some mentorship support, somebody to show us how to guide this business. And in that period, we were leading Dive in Social Entrepreneurship project. We had partners, Dive Deeper was partners from 12 countries, and I asked in the consortium inside, who wants to be mentors for free for one interesting idea for young people in North Macedonia? Partners for professor for economic science, professor from Portugal, and the partner from Peru. They said, okay, we have time, we want to support this idea. I think they succeeded between them. So now I am listening to them. They are successful, and they are even a good example, which is for me super story. Thank you very much. Continue to support young people and continue to support the social entrepreneurship. Youth Alliance Kruševo is, I can say, close partner of RICO. The team wrote me in the message that I should not continue with the, I should have gender balanced approach in our session. I had other plan, and I said, okay, I will switch the plan. So I will continue with Miss Eva Worš. I'm sorry. This is my negative, yeah. I was representing Miss Eva to other speakers, and this is real story. When I was starting to work on social entrepreneurship field in Youth Alliance Kruševo, I was dreaming that someday Impact Hub in Budapest will be our partner. So it's easy. Just you should have patience and you should approach to them. To the Impact Hub of Budapest approached our colleague Andre, and I was said, they are very big for us. They cannot be our partners. And Andre was said, okay, I am in contact with them. So, Eva, I'm very glad that you are here with us today, and I really hope that someday we will have this kind of story in North Macedonia. No worries, no worries, no worries, it's okay. No worries. Okay, Eva, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, and I'm very, very appreciative that you still have the energy and the focus of listening to our stories. I'm coming from Budapest, Impact Hub Budapest. Can you raise your hands if you know the concept of what Impact Hub is, or have you ever heard about it? Not many. Okay, not many people. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Okay, I will start with the slides. So basically, Impact Hub is a network of co-working offices all around the world, and we formed back in 2016. And our idea is not only to provide a space, a co-working office for like-minded people, but based on our name, we also work with impactful entrepreneurs or teams who are interested in doing something in a sustainable way. So this is our short story of what Impact Hub is, and if we can, yeah. So basically, these are the locations all around the world. I know there is one in Serbia and in Czech Republic. Impact Hub is very strong. I hope that soon in all of these countries representing here will have an Impact Hub. Okay, and then just a slide about our program. So we have the co-working office, a physical space, and you are all welcome to visit us, by the way, if you are in Budapest. At the same time, we run certain programs. These are all related to enterprise development, inclusiveness. What it means for us is that we work with women, we work with young people, and we also work with individuals coming from third countries. These programs are kind of their structure and how they are implementing is similar. It's a capacity building opportunity for individuals and groups to come and join these programs. And one particular program, Social Impact Award, is what I'm actually currently coordinating, is related to social enterprise development for young people aged between 14 to 30. And I'm also happy that some of the colleagues here in the room are also implementing the same project from Montenegro. It's always good to see that we are kind of noticed and invited to these programs. So if we can, yeah. So basically, it's an international program, obviously running around 18 countries right now. And our idea is to spread the word, spread the awareness of social entrepreneurship. Because it's something And just a very recent example, maybe not so recent, but in April or May, I visited some secondary schools in Budapest, in a good region, where I would have believed that they know what social enterprise is. And when I asked them, please raise your hands, none of the students were aware of that. And they were always like, oh, something social, NGO, whatever. And we have a couple of very easy slides just to show them that, okay, this is not something charity, it's not Mother Teresa. It is partly, but it's also a business idea they should implement. So that's, this is our global outreach. And if the next slide, so basically the mission is not only, and I have to rephrase it, it's not solely about getting great businesses running from zero, but also we are spreading the word, we are raising awareness. So we are actually capacity building organization, we are an NGO, so our mission is not only to support the teams, support the social enterprises, but reach out to the larger audience, the public, in order to understand or make them understand what social enterprise is, still is the case. So the second part of my short presentation will also summarize some of the facts about Hungary and what social enterprise development means for us, or how we came to that part. And this is related to the research and the funding part. But before I start talking about the funding, which we have already reached or kind of scratched the surface, it's important to clarify that for our stance, social entrepreneurship is not only doing the good, getting projects running, we are supporting sustainable enterprises. So the funding is a vital part of the development of the sector, but at the same time we should always keep in mind that funding is one vehicle, one supporting mechanism, but these enterprises are enterprises, that's their name, even though it's social enterprises, they should have a sustainable income from the primary market phase. And funding is definitely helping them to form themselves, to start their activities, running them, but it's always important to diversify this kind of portfolio of where the income or where income is coming from or where support is coming from. So if we can, just if you move one slide, please. So it's, okay, let me just probably just clarify that social entrepreneurship as a concept maybe kind of came to Hungary at the end of the 90s, but we had to have some organizations, so-called NEST and other small organizations who were starting to support the idea and spread the word about social entrepreneurship. And we did receive in the 2014-2021 time frame EU fundings, huge amount of EU fundings to support and to initiate social enterprises as enterprises. And this didn't really help the sector, unfortunately. I have to be kind of very pessimistic or very open on this field that we had numbers like, I don't know, almost 1,000 social enterprises applying and receiving these funds. And after the funds ran out, we just talked about it in the break, they stopped actively working. Either they went back to become or continue as an NGO or as a small business, or completely closed their activities. So when it comes to funding, it's great to have a source, but these social entrepreneurs with the entrepreneurial mindset need to think other ways to kind of structure their income and support, or not support, I wouldn't say support, income and the portfolio where these supports are coming from. Basically, we talked about it, or you talked about it in the other speeches, that in Hungary we don't have a law of social entrepreneurship whatsoever. We don't have a form. We are either opening social enterprises as NGOs or as companies. We don't have a certification or anything like that. So it's kind of like a gray business, and it doesn't have either. So when it comes to funds and how to differentiate social enterprises from enterprises or from NGOs, in Hungary this is not really a case. So we need to kind of work on this field. Okay, let's do the AHA slides, okay, because we've been talking for a while. I would like you to please use this QR code or the link. And I created actually 5 questions, and basically I'm trying to reflect on your answers in my presentation. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe some people can just shout out their answers.
Yeah, I can do this. I wanted the same to propose. The first question is, what is the first word that comes to mind when you think of getting funding?
Yeah.
And also you can be loud. It's always better, but while my team is finding solution.
Yeah, just what comes to your mind when you hear that getting funding? What emotions, what thoughts comes to your mind?
Okay. Okay.
On the previous slide, just to scan the QR once again.
Okay, no stress, guys, no stress. We have time. And Eva will understand us. That technical problems are possible. Okay. Did you manage to scan, all of you, the code? Not? Okay. Dunya is having problem with these codes all the time. Always. Toma, everything good? Okay. Okay. Can we continue now? Aida, we have more candidates that want to participate. Oh, bravo.
Present anyway.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so are there any positive words? Maybe money, idea, grants. Okay, but most of them are kind of on the negative end, right? Let's wait for some more. Partnership. Okay, it's nice. Perfect. Okay, new possibility to money. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So we have kind of like a different attitude towards getting funding. Some people are pretty crazy about it, and yeah, let's do that. Some are like, not so sure. We will see some corruption. It's everywhere in the region. So, okay, right. Let's go to the next slide. Let's see what comes to, yeah. Oh. If you, yeah. No, sorry, a side of the AHA, sorry, so AHA slide. I wanted to say AHA slide, sorry. I wasn't that clear. All right, and the present mode, please.
Okay, how effective do you think, I'm sorry Eva that I'm jumping, because it's small. How effective do you think public funding is for supporting social enterprises long term? This is the question.
One is 0, like worst, and then 5 is perfect. Yeah. Okay. All right. We don't really believe then in public funding so far, based on the answers, although there are some 4s. Okay, all right. So there's one angle of our research of public funding, and we are not that trusting so far. Okay, let's go to the next AHA slide. Yeah. Then another part of the research was corporations and companies getting funding, getting support from them. What additional support should corporations offer for social enterprises other than, I don't know, what comes to your mind? Probably not additional, but, okay, money, mentorship, practice, mentoring, very good, capacity building. These are a little bit more, I would say, positive wishes coming from the corporate sector. Loans, money, awareness, education. Good, okay. There's still some people typing, but I think we have a pattern, more or less, what we wish from companies and corporates. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, quiz. We can start the quiz. Okay. Identify most crucial type of support needed for social enterprises. There are 4 listed here. Funding, mentorship, network, and legal guidance. What is the most crucial? And you can think of any type of sources, either it's public, corporate, or foundations. Okay. Time is up. Why was time up? I don't know. Anyhow, we have a little bit of a research. It's for our own sake. I just wanted to kind of move you a little bit about, share your thoughts. So can we go back to the presentation? Because we did the research, and the Hungarian context wasn't really surprising whatsoever when it comes to the public funding. I mentioned European fund available, or still kind of the availability is scarce nowadays. But at the same time, we still have some local supports coming from municipalities towards social enterprises with the aim of employability. So there is only one kind of major area of the funds and the solutions. So the public sector in Hungary, it's not really the one we are turning to nowadays. Funds are not that much available. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And okay, then the private funding. Yeah, that's maybe something new for us also, what we need to learn about. And I would like to ask, and just raise your hands, if you have ever considered or know the concept of social banking. Of course. Okay. So in Hungary, one of the leading bank actors is actually Erste Bank, who started social banking. It means that, and I think it's in the region, even in Poland. No, Erste is not active in Poland, but Serbia for sure. I know that they are. They are also in Slovakia, Czech Republic. Yeah. So basically, they are providing certain loans and other banking what's the word? Instruments, especially for social enterprises, NGOs also, and nowadays social enterprises. So this is something which important. At the same time, they are asking for conditions to be able to apply for these certain instruments. So this is something which we are exploring still. We are at the beginning of the phase, but at least we have a couple of banks already considering and recognizing social enterprises. If you can go back, just sorry one. Okay, companies. We have heard about CSR, something which was pretty much public and fashionable maybe 10 years ago. Nowadays our calling word is ESGs, which was also mentioned. Companies will be reported on their social outcomes, how they are making sure that the society and our population is being supported. So that's a niche where social enterprises in Hungary are trying to kind of explore what they can do in order to work with companies, providing them maybe services on the ESG field. And then some colleagues are already mentioned investments, and there will be also a little bit more talk about that. This is an area in Hungary where we have a big challenge, and I don't know how it is in your regions and in your countries. We have many social enterprises who are still in the idea phase, or not even in the scaling up phase. They are just doing their daily work. Maybe a couple of people are employed, small-scale enterprises, social enterprises. And the impact investors are looking for steady, growing, over 50 employed companies. And there is a gap between the size of the impact investors and the reality when it comes to social enterprises. So there is tons of money available, but they are not, the social enterprises are not yet ready to apply for those funds and investments. And at this moment, we don't have such an organization, an incubator, who can actually work with strengthening and strengthening those social enterprises. Okay, and then the least being used, let's put it in a very incorrect way, but basically the funds less available is coming from the NGO sector. We still have some foundations who are supporting certain projects, certain ideas, but that's something which is actually fading out, especially because in Hungary in the early 2000s, many international foundations were active of supporting the development of the NGO sector, but they are no longer with us. They moved to other regions, other continents. So this is not really something which we can rely on. And I think I will finish my thoughts, and you can ask questions afterwards. Just got 3 main ideas of what I've seen or what we see at Impact Hub as making sure that you are being funded in a long term, is that you need to have diversification in the funding. What does it mean? I think all of us know it's not only grants, it's not only the income of the profit, it's not only the public funding, all. You should have 3 or 4 income stream at least. I know it's difficult. I know I'm coming from, I don't know, from an incubator and telling you this, but long term, this is how social enterprises, at least in Hungary, can survive if they have diversification. Mentorship, this is what Impact Hub and other incubators are available for. We have a pool of mentors who can turn people, social entrepreneurs can turn to. Either they are offering their support pro bono or payable, but at the same time, we also notice that many social entrepreneurs are not yet ready to do the marketing plan or whatever, or financial planning. So that's very important to utilize that network. And certification and awards are something which is just a plus, I would say, that if you have a badge, if you have a certification, if you got an award, that helps you to market yourself better and be kind of seen in the competition.
Thank you very much. It was interactive, therefore it was a little longer. We are continuing with updates and information about funding. Peter, I would like to continue with you. Thank you very much that also you are here with us. Peter is is the head of micro clients unit of Sparkasse Bank in North Macedonia. So I truly believe in this element. While Eva was speaking, I was thinking, why we do a part of social banking? We should have also youth banking. But let's firstly introduce ourselves with your work and your support regarding the social enterprises.
Thank you, Biljana, and also I'd like to thank you, and I'm really honored to be a part of this conference. So thank you for the invitation here. It's been really good for me to hear all the pillars that you have in this methodology. So pillar number 4, I would like to comment first on this thought that we had yesterday, this discussion. The professor said it should be number 1. You deducted in your analysis that it should be number 4. So I guess I would like to say that when you're building a house, all of the pillars are important. So yeah, financing is important, but all of the other pillars are important as well.
Put this pillar here. It's not good pillar.
It's not a good pillar, yeah, we can agree on that, but it's an important one. That's for sure. Okay, so my name is Petar. I'm from Sparkasse Bank. I'm working with the micro clients. I've been in this bank for 10 years. I would like to give my thoughts in 2 short presentations. Please don't be scared. It will not be boring, I think. The first one, I would like to talk about the social banking and how it works in Macedonia and how I think it should work. And next one, I would like to give a track record of my program, the program that I'm leading. It's called Step by Step. So to answer Biljana's question, it's targeted at youth entrepreneurs and also creating jobs for young people and also creating jobs for everybody that can get a job. So to give an introduction, social enterprises, we spoke about this before. In Macedonia, we don't really have a strict definition of social enterprise. Maybe I'm thinking about this. If there is a law, maybe things will be better, maybe not. So from what I've heard in the previous sessions, I'm having second thoughts about this, but for sure it will be positive to move forward and to make a statement for these people who are thinking and who are not decided yet, should I start this social enterprise, should I not start it? So yeah, I think it will be positive to have the law and to give chance to register a social enterprise. So yeah, when I was making this presentation, I had an estimate because there's not a clear number of the social enterprises in Macedonia. So I thought about 100, 150. I was wrong, I guess. Somebody mentioned 57, 58, but I guess it all depends on the definition of the term. So I guess in reality, maybe 100 is a good estimate. So yeah, my purpose of this presentation is to explore the role of the banks in this ecosystem and how we can help to go forward. Okay, so everybody, I guess everybody in this room or most of you have sometimes in your lives applied for a loan. People coming from Macedonia, I guess you have some bitter experience with this. Coming with a bank, you have to collect all of these documents, and the process is not really easy for you. It's not convenient. The banks, they don't like it, but they sometimes make life difficult for the applicants. And these are some of the challenges that everybody faces. But when you are a social enterprise, I guess there are more and more challenges that you face. So first of all, banks do not have the adequate capacity of understanding the business plan of the social enterprises. They don't know how to evaluate the business plan. They don't really, not care maybe, but they are not really supportive of this stuff because first of all, a bank is a corporation, so cold hard truth. They want to make money, they want profitable business. So the first thing that comes to mind when somebody sees a business plan for a social enterprise is, so somebody mentioned social, not really positive thoughts for the analysis of the credit application. So maybe we should change the term, I think. Maybe we should learn more how to analyze these kind of businesses. Of course, they have unconventional business models, so try to approach more on the understanding side, so try to understand the business models. Social enterprises, they don't have any collateral most of the time. From my experience, these are companies, these are enterprises that were recently formed, or they have some capacities, some assets which are not theirs, somebody rented or gave them, so they don't have a mortgage to give for the loan. So this is also one big problem in deciding for a loan for a social enterprise in the classical sense of a loan. They don't have any credit history, and they don't really know, and this is really important for me, they don't know how to approach the bank. And this is one point that we really should think about, and we really should find a way how to mitigate, because when the people from the social enterprise or youth entrepreneurs, they think about getting a loan, they are really scared. I mean, they like to go to all other alternatives maybe to get funding, but last of all, they come to the bank and they are really not enough knowledgeable how to present their business plans. So this is something that we work with, and I will show you later with my experience in this program how we support them in this regard. Could you please go back a bit? Okay, So the last point, lack of courage. I was thinking, should I include this? I decided last minute to include this because lack of courage to go to the bank because in their perspective, I'm trying to see this from their eyes of the social entrepreneurs. When they go to the bank, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to present the business plan, so they're not sure. They lack courage to ask for a loan, and this is also a strong point for me that we should work with. Okay, the impacts of financing are, of course, really important. The scaling of operations, the increasing of the impact of the social enterprises. Somebody mentioned before, should we call them social impact enterprises? I think it's a nice suggestion. So yeah, the loans, the financing of the social enterprises will definitely help to increase the impact of a social enterprise and to achieving financial sustainability. That's really important. That's what we were talking about previously. And this one is really important as well, the bringing together of all the stakeholders in the social economy, so the social enterprises, the corporates, banks, the public, the people. We could go on and on because a lot of stakeholders in this thing, and I will come to this later when I give the examples of what we did. So yeah, we can go on the next slide. This slide is about the role of the banks in the financing of social enterprises. First of all, as you can see, we have some available products which are not tailor-made for the social enterprises. We have these products, but these products are made for the corporates. These are some overdrafts, some short-term loans, mid-term loans, investment loans. These are loans that typically are used by the corporate clients. When you have a social enterprise, you need to have some tailor-made product because maybe they need funding in the first year, maybe they need funding for a project that's not really marketable right now, so you should do some adjustment to your offer, and that's our job as financial institutions to find a way to include, maybe to discover some new products that will help the social enterprises. And I was really inspired by what I heard yesterday, what Ilona mentioned about the equity investment. So private equity investment, I can invest, as I understand, in Czech Republic, you can invest in any social enterprise that you want by yourself, so that's a nice one. I think this could be really, really interesting for banks here because people like to help, but maybe sometimes they don't know how or they don't have the way, so it's one of the jobs of the bank to connect the social enterprise, all of the enterprises with the people and bring a way to invest in the company. So it's a really nice thought, and I would really like to go with this further. Also, the role of the bank, and this is really also, I would like to stress this one because we're really working with this, to help entrepreneurs, to help social enterprises to build their financial literacy and also to provide advisory role as mentors. And we have really worked with this stuff. We had organized with the Professor Debarliev, I think he's not here, but we had last session previously, yesterday, we talked about the hackathons that we make. So it was a really nice event, and it's a nice way to bring students. So together with his students, they worked on a marketing plan for 2 social enterprises, and then the best team that won got an award. And what really inspired me in this case were, first of all, I saw some really good marketing plans and business plans that the student made. But also what really inspired me, what really gave me positivity that's really rare these days, is that the students with their prize money, I mean, it was not a small amount, it was like 500 or 1,000 euros. So the students, for them, I guess, is big money, you know, 500 euros, you can go on a trip or you can buy some stuff for your apartment, I don't know. But these guys decide, okay, we use this money to help the social enterprise to implement the plan that we worked on. So for me, this was really, really inspiring and beautiful moment. Also, we work on organizing trainings for the social enterprises. We organize different workshops and we provide mentorship support for their needs in terms of financial planning, in terms of marketing plans, in terms of business plans, and I will talk more about this later when we go to my experience about the step-by-step program. Of course, after sales, continued contact is really important because, in my opinion, when a company, it doesn't have to be a social enterprise. I mean, all the companies benefit from after-sales contact with the bank because after the sale is done, the client still needs support in terms of mentoring, in terms of more even support. Sometimes you give a loan and then it's not enough, so you have to support them more, give them a top-up or another product that will help them to survive. Sometimes you need to say, come on guys, get your stuff together and you need to be more serious, do better business, but it's a good thing that the bank can advise the client in this way and can sometimes influence them and make them move in a more positive direction for their business. So I like this point a lot. Also, it's important that we as a bank can, or even other financial institutions can provide collaborations with other stakeholders like NGOs, government programs, the mentors, corporates, embassies. Yeah, okay, I will talk more about this later. And the universities, as I said before. So we can go on the next slide. This one is how the social banking, how the work on social banking will benefit the bank. Okay, I know you're maybe not interested in this, but from my perspective, it's really interesting because for one story to be successful, the two sides of the story have to be satisfied. So on the bank side, we are really happy because to work on these kind of cases because it helps us in other part of our mission. Okay, these are small loans, so typically smaller loans, it makes your portfolio more diverse. In our case, it means that risk that we take is gradually becoming slower with each new loan, with each new case of a new client for social enterprise or other. We diversify our loans, so our loan risk, so it's a good thing. Also, there is a possibility for the corporate clients, some of the big corporates, to take the probability of default of the case. It's a really interesting thought because there are some generous companies, some companies that have a good ESG strategy to support social enterprises. They don't know how. So one thought that I have, and also I've seen this in other states, other banks in the region, that they are supporting social enterprises by giving them support. What it translates to, I mean, they can guarantee for a loan that, for example, Dunya's social enterprise have. You take a loan and you have a big company sign that they stand behind your project because they believe in your mission and your project and they want to give you support. So it's a really strong point also for the banks because it makes the companies more socially responsible. It's a big thing now, so not maybe in Macedonia, but it's coming as well. The ESG is really, really becoming more and more important. And I think that in the future, the corporates will be inclined to move in this direction as well. So yeah, with the, can we go back to this a bit. Yeah, so it's in lines with the ESG.
Short presentation.
Okay, sorry. I will try to be brief.
Thank you.
Also, it's in line with the bank's ESG goals. So, yeah, we can go next. And I would like to show you, okay, these are the conclusions. Maybe we can jump this and go to the other presentation. Maybe the last slide, if somebody want to contact me in the future. I think there are some potential entrepreneurs here. Last slide of this, please. Okay, it doesn't matter. I will give you my contact after this is done for anybody who wants to get in touch about any of these topics. So maybe we can move to the next presentation, the track record, just in shortly.
However, we asked a lot of people officially to sign to us if you want to share your contacts. So if the audience agree, we will make a list of all people presented on the conference, including speakers, and we will share the list with all of you. No worries, we will share the contacts.
Okay,
no worries.
that's a nice thought. So this is the track record of the step-by-step program that I'm leading. We can go here. It's a lot of text, I know, but what's most important is this is a program that's targeted for youth and creating jobs. So Biljana, this might be interesting for you, and we can talk about this later, of course. So far, we have done 3 cycles of this program. The management board of the bank decides to give some amount of 100 or 150,000 euros for some loans that will be targeted for young entrepreneurs and social entrepreneurs. The maximum amount of loan is set at 25,000, but it depends on a case-by-case basis, and it can differ. It can be smaller, and depends on the needs of the client. So repayment period is 36 to 60 months. It's only investment loans and not the short-term loans. And there is a possibility of grace period. And what's the most important, that not collateral is not needed for this kind of loan. So it's we're trying to make this as easy as possible for the social enterprises. What's interesting also, that we are providing the mentorship and the educational support of the enterprises, meaning that we are providing them, they come to us, they have an idea, and we say, okay, you work with this mentor, and your job is to come in 1 month with a solid business plan, with everything mapped out, and you have a good financial plan, marketing plan, and we then evaluate through our credit committee. So we can go next. Okay, this is how is the process of application. We have an announcement on our website. Then the clients apply on the website. Then we take a number of applications and we collect the documents. We connect them with the mentors. Once the business plan is done, they have a pitching session. It's really interesting. These pitching sessions, they have 5 minutes to present their business plan. I know it's a short term, but it's really interesting to hear so many passionate people about this thing. And the committee of bank is the credit committee. They decide if we are going with the financing or not. But what's positive is that everybody gets at least a business plan, and everybody gets a view of how to approach the bank and has some knowledge to take out of this. So it's in general is positive for all the participants. And if it's approved, then we go to disbursement of the loan. So maybe we can go, next one, please. Here, I know it's really small letters. I can share this maybe better, but what's really important for me, the business activity, if you can see this, it's all of different activities. So we had a lot of interesting ideas and a lot of interesting clients that approach us for a loan. Also really interesting. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. It looked good on the computer, but now I think it's not really good. What's really interesting is that different industries, and only 2 or 3 of them are not repaid. So I'm really proud of this because these startups, the new companies, are really viewed as risky businesses, and people are saying 70% of them fail, 90% of them fail. But I think with the right mentorship and with the right support, we can help them to become more able to survive, to become more resilient. And even if they fail, they can always change the business plan or go in another direction. So it's important to have a key partner, and the key is also to be able to talk with them and be in constant communication with them. So you can see really different sectors, and a lot of employees, a lot of jobs have been created through this program. So we can go by next. This is also interesting. We spoke about it yesterday, how we worked with a company Reto Nades from Skopje. It employs the ex-addicts from drugs, alcohol, and they work on furniture, refurbishing old furniture. You know, I think you mentioned it also. Yeah, it's a really nice story. The story is that they got a grant from the Polish embassy, but in order to go forward with the grant, they needed the money to pay for the van and for the equipment that Polish embassy agreed to the grant to be used for. So what we did, we made a loan for the Reto Nades. They bought the van and the machine, and then when Polish embassy gave them the money for the grant, they repaid the loan, and it was really a small cost for them, and it's a nice way to connect the social enterprise, the embassy, the bank, the corporates, and I mean it was really beautiful because also they were working with the hackathons with the universities, and we were included also, so it was really nice experience and a nice company. We have also supported Izbor Strumica. They work also with addicts, and they bought an equipment for their garden products. So we can go, okay, this is not so important, small letters. Next, please. I wanted just to share this. It's a geographical map of our applicants. We have discovered that people in Skopje are the bravest, and some people in Strumica and Bitola as well, but as you can see, we are not really diversified geographically. In this case, I think we should work more to work more on how to make these people from other cities in Macedonia want to come to the bank and talk about loan for startup or loan for social enterprise. And it's really important for me. I mean, this is a good finding because we are only concentrated on Skopje, but we want to branch out to other cities as well. I think there is one more. Okay, but this is the number of applicants. Maybe next. Yeah, this is the success stories, and I will finish here. I will just view some of these videos. It's really inspiring for me, and then we can talk further in the discussion. Thank you.
Also, I want to add that if the speakers allow to us, we will share the presentation with all participants here. So no worries about small letters. Is it okay, Peter, to continue with Elena, and then just not to lose time, and people are hungry, I'm very sure. Yeah, so we will share, but also if we have time at the end, we can share the videos. Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. Yes, we will talk a little later. Okay, one video. Is it okay, one video? Yeah, okay. But it's not connected, the computer is not connected with the sound because... Yes, let's do this later. Usually I'm asking from the team always to have impact from our work. It's very strong wording, impact from our work. I'm always expecting follow-up from our work, and I'm pushing them hard like this. Let's do what we are doing. Let's calculate. I think that when the numbers and follow-up and impact is in our country, Seed Hub is very strong here. Because during the research, I was in direct contact with Elena, and thank you very much for your openness in this process. They will switch off the projector, yes, and they shared with us really numbers. They calculated for us numbers of young people. So Seed Hub is strong stakeholder in our society in regards for funding, supporting different elements. Together with us today is Ms. Elena Hadjipetsova from the Seed Hub. She will explain more how they are working, how they are achieving these numbers, etc. Thank you very much that you are here today with us. I will, okay.
No, can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you for the invitation. I'm always happy to join this kind of discussion because it's my passion, having in mind that I come from the business sector mainly. So this is, I feel like at home now because I always promote social enterprises within my company. So to get your attention before the lunch, which is the hardest task of all, I think, I wanted to ask you a question before introducing myself and my work. I wanted to ask you one question that I usually ask groups of social entrepreneurs within the hub, and that is, what is the goal of your company? What is the goal of your organization, the end goal, the final goal? Anyone? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. To whole society accept people with disabilities.
Great, thank you. Now I'll tell you something that is not very, yeah. Okay, it's enough. I mean, we get the point. You have a concrete goal of your organization. I will tell you something that is not conventional and that you don't hear often, and that is that the end goal of your organization is to not exist. I know it's not popular, but that means that if your organization does not exist, there is no problem to solve and to challenge to overcome. And we want to live in that perfect society, but unfortunately we don't. Now, as we don't, we need to recruit all our resources to provide, to make that perfect or nearly perfect societies throughout the world, not only the region. So this goal and some other goal and some other goal will lead to, hopefully, to a much, much, much better situation. So thank you. Yeah, this is usually the conversation that we have with social entrepreneurs, but actually this was a result of my previous experience. I will tell you a little bit more about my organization. I come from Seed Macedonia, which is acronym from Center for Entrepreneurship and Executive Development. We are the network of around 30-something offices throughout the world, headquarters in Washington, in USA. And interesting thing about the network and the organization is that we are a daughter company of an impact fund, of a venture fund. So we are coming from business sector, which is profit-oriented, and we work with businesses, and our core business is our business club, actually, to support regular traditional companies, regardless of industry, number of employees, and stage of development. So that's our core business. But within These years, we operate from 2007 in Macedonia, and we have offices from the region in Slovenia and Bulgaria. Throughout these years, working with various kinds of entrepreneurs, we figured out that we can use our skills and expertise to support social enterprises or aspiring social entrepreneurs. So that's why we've applied, we funded a foundation, we applied for many funds, we have implemented around 20 million so far and implementing one big USAID project for youth. That is how we used the business expertise to put into the social enterprise ecosystem, if I may say it like that. Therefore, what we have done and what were our lessons learned, I want to share. Okay, I don't have presentation, I will try to be short before the lunch. So what are our insights? First of all, social enterprise, we were focused on this enterprise word of this concept, and we figured out that we need to develop the skills and the mindset on the entrepreneurs in order to be successful entrepreneurs if they want to provide social impact. So that is our finding or lesson that we find. This was the main lesson. So how we do it? Of course, we do mentorship. We network with the entrepreneurs. We implement acceleration programs. I myself lead an acceleration program, and which is very, very interesting. We organize also the investment readiness program. Investment readiness program includes regular startups, but also social entrepreneurs pitching in front of the investors, business angels, within our club. We also have this business angels club, which is consisted of investors only from Macedonia, but we are making efforts to expand regionally. My point was that our belief is that developing entrepreneurship skills will lead to social impact. Why I'm saying that? First, we've started to, my intention was to recognize NGOs that are willing to have some economic activity and to provide their team support to start some economic activity, not to mention registering a separate enterprise. Within this work, we figured out that someone who is coming from an NGO sector is very hardly transformed into entrepreneur. So why I'm saying this? To raise awareness that whoever wants to run a social enterprise needs to have managerial skills, need to have finance management, need to have sales, because you sell products, you like it or not, you always sell. You have to have marketing skills within your team, so it's a company. It's a company. So what we did at that time, we recommended our social entrepreneurs to figure out how will they gain earnings, how will they earn, what will their business model be. And I noticed that in Bulgarian law there is an article that says 30% of the target group need to be employed of the company, which is sometimes conflicting with the reality, because if you want to help those 30%, then you have to have enough money or gain profits to support these groups. So we are always struggling between, having involved the target groups in the enterprises or not. So we said, okay, we'll decide, we'll allow this two-way approach. So if there is a possibility to someone to have employed from the target group and that is not interfering the the working and operation of the company, then it's perfectly fine. On the other hand, we'll hire professionals who will do the managerial job and sales and marketing and everything that is needed in order to help the target group. There are examples from both, I should say. Just to illustrate this, there was an NGO that wanted to open a company, and they wanted to reestablish the old furniture, restore, And among that, they needed new chairs, and I said, okay, you can resell new chairs. They asked me, how can we do that? Yeah, just go to a company. I gave my personal contact and said, go to the guy, to the owner, and ask whether they give you 20% off. If they give you 20% off, then you can put your margin in and earn some money from that. And they went to the meeting, and the girl calls me, you know what, they said yes. No, that's the mentality I'm talking about. The usual salesperson, he or she is considered done even before the meeting. And they were so happy that happened, you know. Talking about this and talking about the mentality, I wanted to, then we continued with implementing, we call this ERP programs, and connected social entrepreneurs with real investors, with private investors. And they were asking money about return of investment, how long it will take, how much equity, and that kind of terms that they are not used to. They are not used to here, but it was very eye-opening because not in all, but in some good percentage of the companies, they started, social enterprises, they started to think having these skills within the companies, within the future social enterprises. That being said, also the pitching sessions are organized in the very similar manner. That being said, we were considering how to engage private investors in the social enterprise, and we already have one investment of 20,000 euros in a typical social enterprise by private capital in the return of equity. For us, it's a big success because within the club we don't have we don't have impact investors. We have business angels. They are not by definition impact investors, and this was, very good surprise even for us, I may say. About the investors. When we were talking about the law previously, I have to tell you that I was really promoting the solution that allows private capital to enter these companies, because that is I see that. Okay, I come from business sector and I see it only, from this side. That the only way the social enterprise to develop more and more is to provide private capital, because the private capital is always struggling for innovation development. It's not by definition in 100% of the cases, but in most cases. So I didn't want to limit the possibility of private capital to enter the social enterprises. The combination. We have mentioned many things. Now I wanted to wrap up, not to be too long. The phases of development, I wanted to also tackle this question that not every phase is suitable for private investors. So grants are, very, very, very useful at the beginning of the enterprise and to develop, to establish it, to get skills, to get new people, to train them, etc. Private investors as well, loans as well, but also the fit of the here, I have to mention it because it is kind of money that is providing some relief to the social enterprises. They don't have to return the law. They don't have to return to the private investor, the loan. The private investor are not grants, because the grants are connected with the KPIs of the donor and that have, the struggles. And are really money that can work for the development of certain companies. So for the beginning and the first stage, combination. Yes, to be prepared for scaling, I may say. Yes. So. I will stop here. I wanted to tell you that you can always, you have my contacts in the list, and Biljana will share. You can always contact me for support in programs, in mentorship, in pitching in front of private investors, in business support, and not to forget to say that even when you get the support, the hardest part is to implement it and to develop the company as your plan, which is 100% will not execute as it is written on paper. So far it didn't happen. The plan is implemented 100%. So, but as much as you approach that goal, the better for you. So use the support from the ecosystem, from the hubs like Impact Hub, etc., throughout your country to get there. Mentors are invaluable. I just showed off a little that I was a mentor of the winning team of Rico a few years ago, and I'm a little bit showing off. My point is that I think that the team won because it has a business perspective into their pitch and into their business model. So I encourage you to think about that, and if you have any other questions or discussion, you're very welcome to approach. Thank you.
What I will do now, I don't know, is preferable for the speaker, but I will invite you, all of you, to have lunch with the participants. Yeah. And whenever they want to have some question, to be in more informal context, because I will give you, 10 minutes for interactive part, if you agree with us, with me, to ask now in this moment some questions or clarification or some comment. And during the lunch, try to sit with somebody of the speakers, if they are with us on the lunch, if they accept my invitation, and talk with them about their programs. Yes, go, Dimitar.
I just want to make a comment that the last time I applied for a loan at our bank, they rejected us with the notion that such is the policy of the bank, that they do not give any loans or credits to CSO under any circumstances, because they consider us to be high-risk clients. Even we offered as private persons to be guarantors or co-signees of the loan, but they said no.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So yeah, as I said before, banks are viewing these social enterprises as highly risky. They don't know how to work with them, and sometimes the ignorance of them is becoming a problem for you, as an entrepreneur, because it stops you from scaling up. So I think what you did, what you offered, is really correct. I mean, you stand as a individual behind your business, so you really believe in it and you want to support it with everything that you have. So it's really how you should behave if you really believe in your idea, in your business. And I would invite you to maybe talk later about this opportunity.
May I just say that in Hungary we also had similar situation, very many of them, maybe 5-10 years ago. Since the marketing strategy of the banks changing, ESG, SDGs, whatever words you are throwing in, the actual situation is changing. So it might change, probably not from today to tomorrow, but in a long term, banks needs to be kind of becoming more social, because that's a trend. That's something which they have to report on later on, which they have to share in their CSR reports or ESG reports. So we hope that this change happening soon.
Okay, other questions or comments? Okay, behind there. Okay.
Since we are fundings and networking in general, I just wanted to tell something. So me and my friends were 5 people, and we wanted to do something for Youth One because we think that city life for young people was really boring. And when we were applying for funds, no one was accepting us because they were thinking that we are just asking money for ourselves. So what we did, we started collecting our own money, and with those money doing activities. So it happens to continue like this 5 months. And in 5 months, when we went to Austrian embassy to apply for a fund, by accident it happened to someone of them to see what we do, and they accepted us. And from then on, we have funds only by Austrian embassy. I don't know if it was connected or no, but I think it's just an impression story, at least to me.
And you might even consider applying for social impact award overseas, like over the boards. Yeah.
Lunch. Is it okay for all of you? Okay. Just 1 second. We to share logistical information now. Anelia, my colleague, will share the information and see you on the next session.
So we're gonna start at 4:30 with the last session together with Alexandra here and with me, and then we're gonna forward to the evaluation. So tomorrow you will have the free day for traveling or to go to the monuments before your departure, and then to leave after breakfast. And the reimbursement, so the session will start at 4:30. We will be done around 6:15. And then the reimbursement will be in the lobby from 7:30 till 8. And at 8, we are continuing with the dinner, which will be in the hotel. So now enjoy your lunch and enjoy your break. And please be on time at 4:30 because we're not going to have the final group photo. And ask those who are not on this session to join us at 4:30.